G'day everybody. I want to have a quick chat about talking about spiritual points that I've mentioned. Another way of seeing things, and that I'm going to help put down and help people understand these spiritual points that I see when it comes to help you be more spiritual, right? And so when it comes to these spiritual points, the worst ones to ever get is the ones where you harm people. When you harm others in all sorts of ways, it's worse of spiritual points on how much you're harming others. And so you either don't harm others and help others and get spiritual points, leave things alone, go neutral and get nothing, just be yourself. Or if you're angry, go out and do something wrong. So when you're angry, you either make a decision wisely without no drugs, no nothing, no advice, right? You can do that over time. When you get older, it makes it more easier to do things like that. Definitely if your life is more sweet. Or you can have someone help you, or you could have a drug or something to keep you calm so you don't do stupid actions that make you have worse spiritual points, right? So when you do actions onto you, it's just you get neutral points or you lose points, as in you will die quicker. But it doesn't mean you're going to go to hell or heaven. It just means that you're shortening this life, and you'll have to explain why you needed to do that to whichever spot when you go. But if you hurt others, or you do actions that make others have not very good lives, including all creatures, not just humans too, this is all creatures, then you're getting the worst spiritual point loss. So in life, you got to try to think what decisions that you want to do spiritually. If you're a spiritual person, only spiritual people would think of things like this. It helps you guide your spiritual line of what you need to do. So if you're angry and you couldn't calm down, you're better off having some advice given to you, which is loving people around, so that can help. And if you don't have that, then you need a drug. A lot of people drink to calm down, take drugs, right? And that's a better thing to do, as long as that drug doesn't make you worse in the thing you're thinking about, and you go out and make an action worse, which some drugs can do, right? So you got to think about what you need to do and what drug works best for you if you ever need a drug, right? Because all drugs work differently for different people, because that's balance, right? So when it comes to these points, you're better off doing that or calming down, because if you run off and go do a stupid action, and that's what will happen with anger, right? And you'll get worse at spiritual points, right? Which is how everyone does the wrong actions, is they run off too quick and they do the wrong thing. And that can happen even with these relaxers if you don't do it right. It's all up to you and your freedom of choice in life, and where you are at, and what choices you can make to make those decisions for yourself and for others. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. Hopefully you can understand a little bit more about spiritual points. I do hear a lot of people whinging to people and putting people down because they take drugs. You can do that, but these people need to put down people that hurt people and deceive people and trick people, and do that to not only to people but everything around them need to be spoken to first, and we don't have to hear about them so much before we go to the smaller things, right? So before you can fix someone who is on drugs, first you need to fix their life around. Maybe they're on drugs because they're out in the rain or whatever reason it is. It can be many, many, many reasons. But first you need to fix that problem, and then you can tackle them with you got no reason to be, so why are you on that or doing what you're doing? True? If they get to that position and someone can say that to them, or they're around that area. And that's what we're meant to connect for, because without connection, we'll never get to there, will we? If people don't all get an agreement on that kind of thing. It's like why I see all the time crackheads get nowhere, because crackheads are the worst when it comes to drugs and the actions they do. And people hate them because of crack. Crack turns them into something. And then the people can't handle fixing their loved ones who are on it, that wants to steal and deceive, because that's what crack does to them. And they can't take the pressure of loving and copping it for a while, so they rather just give up. Some do. Out of 110 families can get through and handle what a crackhead does to them, and all the screams and yells, and they're really loving. They're lucky to be loving before it. You know, like a Brady Bunch kind of family, get through big things like that. Why? And the ones that are more negative never really get through. They kick them out really quick. Why? Is it all the negative thinking? Not pushing hard enough? Laziness? A lot of things. Everything adds up. It's only every individual has their own life and ways, and it's all different too, and all need different advice. And the best way to work it out is to listen to all sorts of advice and working out yourself, and have that advice and people around you to help want you to research as well. Because if you have people around go, I don't want to know that and none of these, then you'll be a person that don't want to know that and don't want to know this and be just as bad as them. So it's who you hang around with is what you're going to be. That's why we have different religions, because we are all different. And if you want to be like that and you're not harming others and you want to worship a God a different way than others, then go ahead. But you know what we have? And it's nature. We're going to have the ones that are going to whinge and whine about it. Simple as that, isn't it? We just need to spread out. How can we collectively come up with these rules that if people whinge and whine about, that we all agree with around the world pretty much, how can we shut them down? And if we can figure that out, then we'll get rid of the problem, like eradicating a virus when it comes to the things we think about and say. True? Anyway, people, have a good one. And bye-bye. A rainy day is a good day for someone, and a sunny day is a bad day for someone. It all depends on how you look at things in life and what you think sucks, or what experiences you've already maybe been through. Maybe you've had a shitload of rainy days and all you see is rainy days and you've been in it and you understand it and you know sunny days are better, then you can say something. But if you're a person that's had a lot of sunny days and you hardly get any rainy days and stuff like that, and it's not very often, then you shouldn't really whinge about stuff too much. And rain's good, we all need water. And maybe go out and have an experience if you've never had it before. Because sometimes when you're down and you feel like shit and you're in the rain, you can have a little bit of fun. You can shut off pain and shut off the way you're feeling. Then all of a sudden when you calm down, you realise you're wet and shit and you're out in the rain, and you go back home and then you get another good great feeling of warming up and feeling better and knowing that you're on the right path, that you can go to a place that makes you feel better because of all the hard work you've done. Anyway, it's like the babies out here. They like sitting out there at the moment. They're enjoying it. And when they don't want to, and they're enjoying it at the moment too, because they want to, maybe they're not always enjoying it, but then they're doing what they're doing because they'd rather do that than be under shelter, or rather be out in the rain and see something, and or hope for something, than just have nothing and be under shelter and be the same. So in the end, they like doing it. They're there, they're there, sorry, they're there for a reason. That's what it means, isn't it? And they're not stupid, and if they wanted to go undercover, they would. Right? As far as I'm concerned, they might be waiting out for a little bit of food, but your babies like to sit around, hang out. They don't sleep here. They don't sleep there. They just like to hang around here. And so they might be just like, we want to hang around here, and we're hoping the weather gets a little better, and we might get a little feed. And to them a feed's like fun, right? They feel good, so it makes them feel good, right? And other than that, they're just going to sit here. They're better than being on in their tree or in their spot where they usually go. That's how I see it. Little babies out there. That's why I want to get a shelter for days like this. Soon I might just put something down and give them a quick feed anyway, because I know they like it. And it makes them feel better. Yeah. Anyway, people, bye-bye, and see ya.